All at once, an update to the very end. A marvelous story now begins. Please ensure a strong Wi-Fi connection. The main story begins. To pursue the school's beauty from a poor family, I showered her with money for 3 years. Until my family went bankrupt, she remained unmoved. So I packed up and left. After that, my mother brought me to marry into a wealthy family. She cautioned me 1,000 times, telling me I must get along with my stepsister. I was respectful. Facing the woman sitting on the sofa, I called out, "Sister." The woman looked up, her face beneath gold-rimmed glasses. Strange yet familiar. She nodded slightly, cold and distant, but in the dead of night. She wildly pinned me against the wall. "What kind of sister are you talking about?" On the way to my stepfather's house, my mother cautioned me 1,000 times. After arriving, "You must get along with your stepsister. You don't know, though, the company belongs to your stepsister. The one in control is also your stepsister. Your stepsister, though young, has ruthless tactics. The company nearly went bankrupt several times. She saved it every time. Flattering her will only benefit us, no harm." These words I'd heard until my ears grew calluses. I nodded absent-mindedly, seeing I had no reaction. My mother suddenly lost interest in continuing. She turned and sighed. "Mother Rose, that child is perfect in every way. Just a cold, but don't be afraid. Our Felix since childhood has been mischievous." My mother's words continued. My heart skipped a beat. I called my stepfather Uncle Willow. In other words, my stepsister's name was Rose Willow. "Yes, do you know her?" my mother asked. In Felix's mind, a vague, handsome silhouette flashed by. I shook my head. "I don't know her. The Rose Willow I knew was the campus beauty at university, while this stepsister was born into wealth, thriving in the business world. They couldn't possibly be the same person. Just a coincidence of names." After arriving at Uncle Willow's villa, my mother pulled me inside. As we entered the living room, I saw her facing the door, sitting on the sofa. She was reading a book, in a lazy posture. Her movements exuded a natural elegance and nobility. I suddenly felt a bit intimidated. A stranger, suddenly becoming a relative. No matter how I thought about it, it felt awkward. "Hurry up," my mother pushed me. Taking a deep breath, I walked up to the woman, opening my mouth to change my address. "Hello, sister. I'm Felix." The woman paused her pageantering and looked up. The moment our eyes met, I saw clearly the face beneath her gold-rimmed glasses. Skin white as snow, deep soulful eyes, a high straight nose, full lips, and a face that matched the one from my countless dreams, only less youthful, more sharp and mature. My heart contracted. My loneliness. It was truly her from my university days. The one I couldn't win over with 3 years of money. Unlike my panic and confusion, she clearly recognized me too. Her expression suddenly turned cold. She only responded quietly with a sound, then looked away. Bitterness spread in my heart. I never expected after all these years. She still hated me as before. After greeting Rose Willow, my mother led me to the room prepared for me. She was about to help me unpack, but found I brought pitifully little. "Where are your clothes and daily essentials?" First came confusion, then she waved it off. "It's fine. Now our family has money. These things can all be bought new." But I said, "Mom, I don't plan to stay here." I didn't plan to at first, and now knowing it's her, Rose Willow definitely wouldn't want me to stay. If not here, then where? Back to that rundown rented apartment. My mother was displeased. "You spoiled by me since childhood. The bankruptcy made you suffer for years. I've always felt guilty. Give me a chance to make it up to you, okay?" But I said, "Mom, I don't. The Willow family in their home. People will think you brought a stepchild." Knowing my concern was this, my mother happily reassured me. "Who cares about others' opinions? Just think of your Uncle Willow. He's always afraid you won't accept him. Even for Uncle Willow you should stay." This time I stayed silent. 5 years ago, after our company went bankrupt, my father jumped off a building, leaving millions in debt. My mother and I worked day and night. Paying off the debt still couldn't fill that void. It was Uncle Willow who helped us stay here with peace of mind. Seeing I didn't refuse, my mother left satisfied. But before leaving, she couldn't help sighing. My Felix from before was a lively, innocent little prince. If possible, I hope you never had to grow up like this. Thinking back to before, I was truly naively terrifying. In university, after falling for Rose Willow at first sight, I began pursuing her. She lacked money and I happened to have it. So I kept transferring money to her, bought her meals, bought her clothes. When her grandparents were ill, I paid their hospital bills. Back then, I didn't understand. For someone with strong self-respect, my foolish money throwing was more like an insult. The more I spent on her, the more she resisted me, overworking herself with multiple jobs, just to pay back the money I spent on her. Until my family faced a sudden crisis, she still wouldn't be with me. Before I relied on money to get close to her. After losing it, I didn't even have the courage to approach her. Plus the debt collectors made life unbearable for me and my mother. We had to move to another city to survive. Thinking back now, my pursuit of Rose Willow was just my one-sided infatuation. My departure was probably a relief for her. So even living under the same roof now, as long as I keep my distance, it should be fine. I worked overtime every day until late, returning to the Willow house at 11 at night, completely avoiding the other Willows on weekends. I planned to go out, but my mother caught me. Our Felix doesn't lack money anymore. Can you stop working so many part-time jobs? Before I had no concept of money, but now I increasingly felt only the money I earned myself was truly mine. I was about to explain to my mother. She put her hands on her hips. If you go out today, you'll lose your mother. Helpless, I stopped. Finally compromising, fine. You'll come back early this afternoon. She was still unhappy. I added it'll take tomorrow off. Only then was she satisfied. Alright, when you finish your part-time job, come back. My mother was watering flowers in the yard. Uncle Willow, however, looked lifeless, sighing repeatedly. What's wrong with Uncle Willow? I asked my mother. It's because of your sister. She's been single for so long. She won't even meet the suitors we introduce. Before, she didn't acknowledge Uncle Willow. Her conditions weren't good. I heard in university, she had a boyfriend for 3 years. That man was cold-hearted, played with her and then dumped her. Now she's not interested in men. In university, I followed Rose Willow every day, claiming her as mine. Besides me, no one else was around her. But it was clearly me chasing her running. Rumors are terrifying. My mother, unaware, kept sighing. I don't know who was so blind to not value a good girl like Rose. I was about to defend myself. A cold voice suddenly cut in. Are you talking about me, Aunt? Rose Willow's voice. My whole body felt like it was caught gossiping. My mother was a bit embarrassed. Oh, Rose, you're back early today. Let bygones be bygones. Rose Willow pursed her lips. Her deep eyes fell on me. Does brother have someone unforgettable from university? Her gaze was dark, making my scalp tingle. I hadn't reacted yet. My mother spoke up actually. Felix seemed to really like a girl in university. But then my mother stopped. Rose Willow stared at me. Do you still like her? She clearly knew the girl my mother mentioned was her. Was she worried I'd bother her again? Thinking this, I cleared my throat. I stopped liking her long ago. I thought I gave her a satisfying answer, but her face suddenly darkened. She coldly huffed, boring. In this situation, that night Uncle Willow and my mother cooked, preparing a feast. Uncle Willow pulled Rose Willow to drink heavily, drinking while expressing guilt to her, saying when he parted with her mother, he didn't know she was pregnant. If had known earlier, she wouldn't have suffered so much, telling Rose Willow not to hate him and so on. Mostly Uncle Willow talking to himself. Rose Willow rarely responded, just silently down glass after glass. 2 hours later, Uncle Willow was drunk, rambling. Rose Willow collapsed on the dining table. My mother helped the drunk Uncle Willow to his room, instructing me, Felix, take your sister to her room. Resigned, I carried Rose Willow, slowly bringing her to her room. When laying her on the bed, I accidentally let her pull me onto the bed. She happened to press down on me. I let out a soft groan, as if hearing the sound. The woman, originally fast asleep, opened her hazy eyes. So close, my heart raced uncontrollably. I pushed her gently. Unable to push her off, I said, "Sister, please get up for a moment." "Sister?" The woman curled her lips. "What kind of sister are you talking about?" She leaned even closer, her breath tinged with alcohol, brushed against me. I suddenly remembered. When I chased after Rose Willow before, people often teased her, asking what our relationship was. She didn't know what to say, so she said I was her brother. I laughed, adding her real brother. Her face immediately darkened, but it didn't help. Now facing her question, I said, "The kind of sister whose family." She retaliated by biting my shoulder. Then her thin lips moved to mine. "But if it's me, I do want to be your lover, sister." Her gentle voice came. My mind exploded with a boom, a chaotic mess, not giving me time to react. Rose Willow moved again, her thin lips pressed down. The moment our skin touched, like a powerful electric current running through me, my whole body snapped awake. I turned my head. Rose Willow's thin lips landed on my cheek. Pausing, she laughed self-mockingly, sitting up and falling to the side. I hurriedly scrambled up, fleeing in disarray, back in my room, leaning against the door. My wildly beating heart couldn't calm for a long time. I'd seen Rose Willow show impatience with me too many times, so I always thought she hated me. But just now, what was she doing? Was she just talking nonsense while drunk? Even though I told myself this, I couldn't help but care a little. So much so that the next morning, I lingered in my room for a long time, until my mother called me downstairs for breakfast. I forced myself to grit my teeth and go down. When I got downstairs, Rose Willow was already at the table eating. "Young master, your breakfast is delicious," and placed a bowl of steaming stir-fried noodles on the table. "Thank you." I sat down at the table, looking at the appetizing noodles, topped with cilantro. I instinctively wrinkled my nose, then picked up chopsticks to eat. A slender, fair hand suddenly reached over, taking the bowl in front of me. Rose Willow. She held chopsticks, carefully picking out the cilantro from my bowl, her expression focused and serious. My vision blurred slightly, blurred to the point I recalled the past. Back then, Rose Willow was fierce, telling me not to follow her, not to bother her anymore. Later, unable to shake me off, and passively accepting my money, she thought of every way to repay me. She'd pick out cilantro for me, buy me drinks, run errands for me. And I forgot to tell you, Felix doesn't eat cilantro. My mother hurried over to help pick out the cilantro. Just then she saw Rose Willow place the clean bowl in front of me. She corrected herself. "Rose, how did you know Felix doesn't eat cilantro?" I panicked slightly, quickly explaining we ate together before. I picked out the cilantro and set it aside. She probably noticed then. "Your sister Rose has sharp observation skills." Hearing this, my mother's brows relaxed. She disapprovingly glared at me. "You can't let your sister pick cilantro for you." I stuck out my tongue at my mother. Rose Willow spoke up. "It's a small effort." So my mother said no more, to avoid more uncontrollable situations. After eating, I went upstairs to hide in my room. As soon as I entered, my mother followed right behind. She spoke to herself about Rose. "That child is naturally cold, keeping strangers 1,000 miles away. Yet she helped you pick cilantro. It seems she has a good impression of you." As expected, our Felix is likable. I didn't respond. My mother looked at me, hesitating. "Still speaking, Felix. Though I know you and your sister can't be, I'll still remind you. Absolutely no dating your sister. We're family now. If you get together and break up, it'll be awkward living together. Your mother and Uncle Willow would be in a tough spot." My heart hadn't thought that far. I nodded. "Mom, I understand." That afternoon, my mother pulled me to water flowers with her. Rose Willow was reading. Uncle Willow came over. "Rose, listen. My friend's son Victor is your age. Handsome and polite. High standards, no partner yet. Want to meet him." His words barely left his mouth. Rose Willow's face darkened. Clearly, Uncle Willow was used to this reaction. He quickly changed his tone. "Don't be mad. If you don't want to go, you don't have to. I was just joking." Uncle Willow slapped his thigh, laughing twice. Then Weekly said it's just, you never find a partner. It's not right. I was quietly listening with my mother. Unexpectedly, Rose Willow looked over. Brother's my age. Why not worrying about him first? Uncle Willow and my mother's eyes lit up. Looking at me, Felix. Your mother said you don't have a partner. Want me to introduce someone? Before the bankruptcy, I scoffed at blind dates, feeling I should pursue who I liked. But after society's beatings, I understood the importance of financial stability. So I nodded, thank you, uncle. It'll trouble you. No trouble, no trouble. Uncle Willow and my mother were thrilled. Rose Willow gritted her teeth. Her face grew uglier, especially when Uncle Willow added fuel. See, Rose, Felix is your age. He's willing to go on blind dates. We're not pressuring you. Mainly, you don't even have someone you like. Before he finished, Rose Willow interrupted. I have someone I like. What? Both were shocked. Which famous boy? Under Uncle Willow and my mother's attention, Rose Willow's gaze locked on me. Who I like? Brother knows best. My heart skipped a beat. I didn't dare meet Rose Willow's blatant gaze. Uncle Willow and my mother were stunned. You two just met. How does she know who you like? Fearing Rose Willow would reveal our past relationship, making family dynamics awkward. I lied, I know who she likes, I know him too. Seeing Uncle Willow and my mother about to ask more, I quickly said, Uncle Mom, don't worry. Just wait for her wedding toast. Uncle Willow was overjoyed. I sighed in relief, only to meet Rose Willow's meaningful gaze. Her lips curled into a mocking smile. Well, you're good at lying. My heart jolted. I hurriedly looked away in panic. That night, Uncle Willow pulled Rose Willow to drink heavily again, rambling on, saying Rose Willow had someone she liked. He was relieved. In the end, my mother helped Uncle Willow upstairs. Luckily this time, Rose Willow wasn't as drunk as before, not needing me to carry her. She went upstairs herself. After she went up, I waited a while before following. My room was across from Rose Willow's. Unexpectedly, as I went up, I saw the drunk Rose Willow standing at my door. I still politely called her sister. Her gaze instantly deepened. Felix, she called my name heavily. Her body pressed close to me, pinning me against the door. I said I have someone I like. So who do you think it is? In her deep eyes, my panicked, confused reflection stared back. Just as I was flustered, my mother's voice came from afar. Felix, I bought you new clothes. Come try them on. I panicked instantly. If my mother saw this, it'd be bad. I tried to push Rose Willow away, but her hands gripped my waist tightly. Her hazy eyes tinged with madness. What are you afraid of? Is our relationship that shameful? Sister, please let go. She stubbornly held me tight. As my mother's footsteps grew closer, when I spoke, my voice was hoarse. Sister, I'm begging you. The woman froze. Just as my mother was about to appear, she pushed open my door, pulled me inside, then let go. I quickly shoved her into the wardrobe. Just as I closed it, my mother entered. Felix, look at this coat, isn't it nice? It was a pristine white coat. Very nice, my favorite color from before. But after the family's downfall, I stopped buying clothes like this. It's nice but gets dirty easily. Thank you, Mom, I love it. If you love it, try it on. Thinking of Rose Willow in the wardrobe, I clenched my hands. Declining, I haven't showered. I'll try it tonight. You should dress up a bit to Mom. It's been a while since you bought new clothes. My mother was about to open my wardrobe to check. I quickly blocked it. Mom, there's dirty laundry inside, don't look. My mother didn't say anything, sat on the bed quietly for a while, then spoke. Felix, today you said you'd go on a blind date. Have you really let go of the girl you liked in university? I've never seen you so sincere, so passionate about someone. We left back then because of our family's situation. Now our family is stable. You could pursue her again. Thinking of the past, bitterness filled my heart. Such pure love back then. How could I not feel regret? But looking at the wardrobe, I shook my head. Mom, I've really let go. My mother said no more, sighed and left. Rose Willow immediately stepped out of the wardrobe. The drunken flush on her face had faded. Her deep eyes were fully clear. Her expression was unprecedentedly serious. You initiated the pursuit. You left silently. Saying you let go you did. Felix, you're really something. Throwing down those words, Rose Willow hurriedly left, facing her accusations. I felt a bit guilty, but then came grievance. I left first, but she clearly said more than once, she'd never be my girlfriend. I didn't argue with her. My mother's words still echoed in my ears. She's my sister now, and will only be my sister. I spent a night calming my emotions. A new week began. Morning to night. I completely avoided Rose Willow. Today, as usual, I finished work at 9. As I stepped out of the cafe, a surprised voice called Felix. I turned and recognized the male voice. My university class president Victor Bloom. Suppressing my instinctive unease, I smiled. It's me. Long time no see. He walked up to me. You suddenly disappeared back then. Where did you go? Did you know Rose Willow searched for you like crazy? My heart surged with indescribable emotions. I asked him. She looked for me. I always thought she hated me so much. She'd want me gone. Of course. You didn't know, Victor began. But Rose Willow's cold voice cut in. Hurry up. Everyone's inside, she said to Victor. Victor looked at Rose Willow, then at me. His gaze became subtle. He didn't mention her searching for me anymore. Instead, he pulled me. Felix, today's our university class reunion. Come along. Unexpectedly, I quickly declined. When my family went bankrupt, debt collectors pressed hard. When I left, I changed all my contacts. I hadn't seen my university classmates in 5 years. Going now would only add awkwardness. I was about to leave. Victor grabbed my arm tightly. Felix, everyone misses you. They'll be thrilled to see you. He dragged me inside, ignoring my protests. I struggled. Rose Willow spoke up. Keep pulling, and the reunion will be over. Her tone was flat but highly threatening. Finally, I compromised. When the three of us entered the private room, the lively room fell silent for a long time. Before voices rang out, my gosh. Felix, it's really you. You came with Rose Willow. Rose looked for you for years and finally found you. Seeing you two like this, you're together. Congratulations. Facing everyone's blessings, Rose Willow chose silence. I could only grit my teeth and explain. You've misunderstood. I just ran into Rose Willow at the door. We're not really acquainted. As soon as I said that, someone immediately retorted, joking. Rose looked for you like crazy back then. Now that you're here, she won't let you go, saying you're not acquainted. We're not that easy to fool. Tell us, when's the wedding? Their teasing made me a bit flustered. Victor stepped in to heat up the atmosphere. Everyone sit down. Let's eat first. After the servers brought the dishes, Victor looked at me. Felix, you left without a word back then. Made us worrying. Now you've got to drink a penalty shot. Alright, I picked up the glass to drink. Rose Willow suddenly snatched it from my hand. He's allergic to alcohol. She acted almost instinctively. After speaking, a flash of regret crossed her eyes. My heart stung slightly. I grabbed the glass back. I'm not allergic anymore. And downed the drink. Beside me, Rose Willow only muttered, suit yourself. Then looked away coldly. Before, I was indeed allergic to alcohol. I didn't know until I tried it. After being rejected by Rose Willow countless times, my friends dragged me to a bar, trying to distract me with new girls. I drank and had an allergic reaction. Rose Willow happened to be working there. Seeing my reaction, she carried me to a nearby hospital. By the time we left, it was late. My drunkenness had worn off, but I pretended to still be drunk, yelling for Rose Willow to support me. She supported me all the way back, scolding me for drinking, telling me never to drink again. They say women are 3 parts drunk, eyes welling with tears. I think men are the same. I wasn't calm beside her, constantly rubbing against her neck. When she turned, I offered my first kiss. I still clearly remember her squatting in place, ears red. Back then, I thought she liked me too, just hadn't realized it. That kiss made me persist in liking her for so long. I truly listened and stopped drinking until I worked multiple jobs for money, forced to drink for sales. Allergic reactions sent me to the hospital a few times. Then somehow, I stopped being allergic. After the meal, the guys and girls naturally split into two groups. My relationships with them weren't great, so I sat at the edge. Victor left the lively group to sit by me. You really don't like Rose Willow anymore. I followed his gaze. Rose Willow stood at the crowd's center upright. Her movements elegant, stunningly beautiful, like she carried a filter drawing everyone's eyes. I struggled to say, I stopped liking her long ago. Great in pursuing Rose Willow now. When I win her, don't regret it. Swallowing the bitterness in my heart, I nodded no regrets. After the reunion ended, I waited at the bus stop for the last bus. Rose Willow's car suddenly stopped in front of me. The window rolled down. Victor in the passenger seat smiled. Felix, come with us. No need. Before I could finish refusing, Victor cut in. Rose told me you're her brother now, so you're my brother too. I looked at Rose Willow. She stared ahead expressionlessly. I nodded and got in. Rose Willow dropped Victor off first, then drove me home. The whole way we stayed silent, neither speaking, like strangers under the same roof. Another weekend. My mother made me stay home to keep her company. Rose Willow came downstairs and my mother gossiped. Rose, a few days ago, I saw you eating with a guy. Is he the one you like? Rose Willow pursed her lips silent. Uncle Willow followed. If you have someone you like, bring him home soon for us to meet. Rose Willow still didn't speak. The atmosphere grew awkward. Uncle Willow scratched his head looking at me. Felix, what do you think? Uncle's right, I echoed. Rose Willow coldly closed her book. Since you all think so, I'll bring him home in a few days. I'll cook myself, it won't be bad. My mother had told me to take leave, so on the day Rose Willow brought her boyfriend for dinner, I was there too. Seeing Victor the first was stunned. Recalling the reunion, the familiarity between Rose Willow and Victor, I suddenly remembered Rose Willow saying, the person she liked I knew too. Back then I couldn't help thinking, she meant me. Now it seems I was just being conceited. Uncle Willow and my mother were extremely warm to Victor. They pulled him into long conversations. Rose Willow sat beside, occasionally nodding. I played the perfect background. Victor, how did you and Rose meet? Uncle Willow, absent from Rose Willow's childhood, was curious about everything about her. We're university classmates. Known each other for a long time. Just recently got together. Why didn't you get together in university? Was Rose too passive? No! Because Felix was always around Rose back then. Other guys had no chance to approach her. Victor's words made everyone look at him. Only then did he seem to realize Uncle Ant. You didn't know Felix pursued Rose. Seeing Rose Willow frown silently, I spoke up. It was all a misunderstanding. Victor cut me off. What misunderstanding? You clearly chased after Rose. But 3 years and she didn't agree. It's all in the past. Uncle Ant, don't mind it. I ignored him. He acted magnanimous. Uncle Willow looked awkward. My mother sensed something, looking at me with pity. Unable to bear the strange atmosphere, I found an excuse to return to my room. But soon after, Victor came to my room. He first looked around, then commented, simple rustic room suits you. Before I could speak, he continued, no, it suits the old you. The old you was arrogant, flashy, like a young master. Not like now. Victor scanned me up and down. I pursed my lips silent. His gaze roamed and suddenly stopped. This laptop, Rose has one like it. Seeing him reach for the laptop, same model as Rose Willow's, I quickly stopped him. Don't look. What's there to hide? Victor rolled his eyes at me, blocking my movement. He was about to open the laptop. Anger surged. I snatched it back, but something tucked in a book fell to the floor. Victor was faster, picking it up. You're hiding Rose Willow's photo. Strange, not letting me see, yet saying you don't like her, and keeping her photo so carefully. I thought years of hardship had dulled my temper, but Victor's repeated rudeness still enraged me. Whether the first like her or not is none of your business. Snatching back the photo, I pushed Victor out of the room, slammed the door, but my mind couldn't calm for a long time. I told myself the past was over, so I threw the photo in the trash. But looking at it, Rose Willow's youthful face, my heart began to ache. It was when I first entered university, curious about everything on campus. Then I was drawn to Rose Willow. She was truly too beautiful. Every feature matched my aesthetic. Her suitcase was old one wheel broken, her clothes washed until faded, yet it only highlighted her pure beauty, as if heaven itself helped her. A breeze passed cherry blossoms, petals falling gently. She looked up in the cherry blossom rain, lips slightly curved. I was mesmerized by the scene. My camera instinctively aimed at her, capturing that photo. Thinking back now, I liked Rose Willow at first purely for her beauty, but later I discovered her inner qualities surpassed her looks. Though she hated my foolish money throwing, was mocked for being a gold digger. The harshest thing she said to me was to give up, she'd never be with me. But when others insulted me, calling me shameless and clingy, she'd stand up to explain. Liking someone isn't wrong. When I was slandered by rumors, she brought the culprit to justice. Even as a model student, she fought for me, whether to repay kindness or clear a debt. Back then, except for disliking me, she was truly good. Struggling to pull myself from past memories, I still picked up the photo, folded it back into the laptop, closed it and put it on the shelf, like burying memories that should be forgotten. That afternoon, Victor left. My mother gave him a big red envelope. Rose Willow saw him off, returning late. I lay in bed tossing and turning, unable to sleep. Ears alert for sounds outside, finally hearing footsteps, thinking it was Rose Willow, but the next second, my mother's voice came, "Felix asleep yet?" Swallowing my disappointment, I forced a reply, "Not yet," and turned on the bedroom light. My mother came in, sat by the bed holding my hand. "I didn't know before. You and your sister were university classmates and friends." In my silence, she carefully asked, "Rose was the one you liked in university, right?" At this point, I didn't need to deny, but after admitting, my mother's eyes welled up. "Silly boy, why didn't you tell me sooner?" I wiped her tears. My eyes couldn't help but water too. "Mom, she's my sister now. Not by blood, but still. It's over. She has a boyfriend now. And besides, someone as outstanding as her deserves someone better." My mother's sobs grew louder, but she didn't say regretful words anymore. After she left, I took sleeping pills from the bedside, swallowed a few, finally fell asleep, no longer needing to listen for the house next door. Regarding marriage and kids, Uncle Willow was very proactive. He quickly arranged a blind date for me. His friend's daughter named Bella Frost, Rose Willow's childhood best friend. She's also very beautiful, well-mannered and cultured. "Thank you, Uncle." I added Bella Frost on WeChat. Arranged to meet this weekend. Before going, my mother told me to wear the white coat she bought. When I arrived at the restaurant a few minutes early, Bella Frost was already there. As Uncle Willow described, very beautiful, high ponytail radiating youthful vibrance. She seemed gentle and approachable. Brother Felix, may I ask, have you had any relationships?" "None." She looked regretful. "You're so handsome and never dated." I nodded. "Chased someone for 3 years, but didn't catch her." Chasing for 3 years must be unforgettable, right? Ever thought of reconnecting? Her probing about my past. Even slow as I am, I sensed something off. "If you mind my past with Rose Willow, we can skip the blind date. Today's meal can be as friends." I wasn't thoughtful enough. Bella Frost and Rose Willow had similar hairstyles. It did feel a bit awkward. Saying this, Bella Frost touched her nose. I was just curious. No other meaning. Don't mind it. "But Brother Felix, I admire your straightforwardness." She sat up straight, like she was now entering blind date mode. "You order first." She placed the menu in front of me. As Bella Frost and I finished ordering, Victor's voice suddenly rang out. "What a coincidence. Felix didn't expect to see you here." I turned, saw him holding Rose Willow's hand walking over. "Can we join your table?" he asked me. I directly refused. "Not convenient." He laughed, pulling a chair beside me. "What's inconvenient about sitting? Just eating together." The server, seeing this, brought a chair for Rose Willow, so the 4 of us sat at one table. The atmosphere was as awkward as it gets. The only one not awkward was Victor. After sitting, he whined to Rose Willow. Rose, I want to eat that. He pointed to sweet and sour ribs within reach. Rose Willow frowned, picked a piece for him. Seeing this, I zoned out. Rose Willow was truly too dazzling. So, even when she rejected me, I shamelessly claimed her as mine. Yet other guys still flocked to her. She was always cold, ignoring them. But it turns out the goddess Rose Willow, in front of someone she likes, will willingly pamper them like a child. While I was lost in thought, Bella Frost also picked a vegetable for me. Thank you. If only it wasn't celery omelet. I really can't eat celery. Swallowing the celery omelet, I felt a bit down, but soon I cheered up, because Victor, not to be outdone, picked vegetables for Rose Willow. He picked a handful of leeks. Seeing Rose Willow usually emotionless, frown, eating leeks, my heart felt inexplicably refreshed. Victor and Bella Frost seemed to clash, sparks flying. They kept picking vegetables for Rose Willow and me. Soon, the plates in front of us were piled high. We really couldn't eat more. Victor used a napkin to wipe Rose Willow's mouth. Bella Frost followed suit. Victor adjusted Rose Willow's collar. Bella Frost's eyes blazed with anger. Victor, if you're not kind, don't blame me for being unkind. She puckered her lips about to kiss me. I recoiled in shock. Rose Willow instinctively stepped in front of me. Victor slammed the table, standing Bella Frost. Try kissing him. You approached Rose Willow first. Bella Frost choked. Wasn't that to make the act more real? You approached her in front of me. I couldn't stand it. Victor softened first. All right. Don't be mad. Kiss me. He leaned toward Bella Frost. Bella Frost kissed him. Seeing this, I was stunned. Ahem. Rose Willow coughed lightly. The two snapped back to reality, realizing their act was exposed. Victor was embarrassed first, then waved grandly. He stood with hands on hips looking at me and Rose Willow. Rose Willow! Even if you bought me a few pairs of designer shoes, I'm done with this act. To help you test Felix. Angering my girlfriend isn't worth it. Right. Bella Frost nodded vigorously, slapping Victor. You seducer! I said can you to stop acting. You clearly like each other. One won't let go of the past. The other invited me to act to make them jealous. You're adults. If you like someone just like them, why overthink? Bella Frost's family is better off than mine. I think you two are quite a match. The first part was to Rose Willow, the latter clearly to me. After their spiel, Victor and Bella Frost left sweetly, leaving me and Rose Willow staring at each other. As Victor said, I was indeed quite indirect, clearly intending to just be siblings with Rose Willow. Knowing she and Victor were only acting, I couldn't help but feel elated. Staring silently for a while, Rose Willow pursed her lips, asked, "Are you full?" Not yet. I shook my head. I wasn't actually hungry, but knowing how hard it is to earn money, I didn't want to waste. Then eat. I quietly picked up my chopsticks. Except for the celery, omelet, and leeks I didn't touch. I forced the rest into my stomach. When I was too full to eat more, I put down my chopsticks. Let's go. Rose Willow stood and walked out. Hesitating a moment, I still followed. I thought she was taking me home, but she drove me straight to the university. The campus was still as I remembered. In a flash, I saw my younger self, following Rose Willow, shattering nonstop. Rose Willow, you look thinner. Did you eat the drumstick at the cafeteria today? Look anything different about me today? I got a new haircut. I felt it hurts so much. Can you help me? Rose Willow, will you be my girlfriend? We walked around the campus, then to the snack street outside, looking at familiar foods. I regretted eating too much at lunch, so hours later I still wasn't hungry. Really can't eat, I said. Passing a rice noodle shop, I couldn't resist sitting down. Boss, 2 bowls of rice noodles. Rose Willow said no cilantro, but minutes later, the 2 bowls came still topped with cilantro. Rose Willow and I instinctively looked at each other, both seeing the amusement in the other's eyes. This shop's noodles were truly delicious, but the cilantro here was probably free. The boss always piled it on without thinking. Before I could act, Rose Willow took my bowl and started picking out the cilantro from the rice noodles. The sky was gradually darkening. Rose Willow and I walked to the parking lot. The sound of wind in my ears. The sound of cars. The sound of students passing by full of passion. Everything seemed as it was before. Suddenly, Rose Willow's voice carried on the wind. I'm sorry, Felix. I didn't express my love in time before. Rose Willow held my hand, stopping. She faced me, her expression focused and serious. Can we be together? I even saw a humble plea in her deep eyes. This was clearly the scene I dreamed of every night, imagining endlessly. But now, like 1,000 words stuck in my throat, I couldn't speak. 5 years was enough to change too much. Between us lay 5 years of missed chances, an immense gap from those 5 years. The air somehow froze completely as time ticked by. The hope in Rose Willow's eyes faded. Her lips pulled into a bitter smile. It's okay, you can think it over slowly. Back home, I used my real name verification, a series of steps. Finally recovering my old WeChat account, I learned from Victor and other old classmates' mouths that Rose Willow had frantically searched for me. But her messages still made my heart ache. Taking a deep breath, I mustered the courage to open my chat with her. Felix, meet me tonight. I remembered this message. For every question I asked her, Rose Willow, can you be my girlfriend? She always directly said no. That time she said, meet me tonight. Was it from that night she decided to be with me? But I didn't see it. That night she called several times, sent many messages. Felix, where are you? Why can't I reach you? Friends said you were going to propose to me. Felix, the project I researched since freshman year succeeded. I have money now, I can pay you back. I can be with you without burdens. Felix, come out. Propose to me. My vision blurred uncontrollably. Back then I was indeed going to propose. I was used to living freely, doing whatever I thought. Seeing others propose, I wanted to propose to Rose Willow, thinking even if she refused, I'd just propose again later. But I didn't expect she'd agree and was ready to be with me. Just a little, just a little. My 3 years of pursuit would have borne fruit. But as if fate played a trick, my family faced a sudden crisis. Losing money. I no longer had the courage to pursue Rose Willow, so I vanished completely from her world. Perhaps learning of my family's downfall, Rose Willow stopped asking where I went, but sent the same message day after day. I miss you. The messages lasted a full 2 years. Stopping in the fall 3 years ago, my mother came in at that moment. Though I tried to hide, she saw at a glance I'd been crying. She didn't say anything, just said Victor told us everything. He was just acting for Rose Willow. My voice thick from crying. My mother continued, Felix, actually your mother and Uncle Willow were together because of Rose Willow. I looked at her puzzled. When I worked at the diner, a customer deliberately troubled me. Rose Willow stood up for me. Later we met a few times. She greeted me warmly. Your Uncle Willow was there too. Rose saw I cooked well and hired me as a cook. Then I got together with your Uncle Willow. Hearing her words, something flashed in my mind. When did you meet Rose Willow and Uncle Willow? September 3 years ago. The fall 3 years ago. So the reason Rose Willow's messages stopped then wasn't because she stopped missing me, but because she found me at that moment. In my mind, many vague silhouettes became clear. On rainy days, the kind person holding an umbrella at the gate. Late nights after work, walking dark roads. The kind person lingering far behind, deliberately, even when I had no money for food. The kind person who deliberately dropped money for me. She quietly accompanied me for 3 years. Tears broke like a dam. I sobbed silently, Rose Willow, oh Rose Willow, why are you so foolish? My mother left me space. I cried for a long time before calming. Quickly got out of bed, put on my coat and went out. Just leaving the villa, Rose Willow chased after me. Felix, if you want to be siblings, well, be siblings. But don't disappear again. Don't sneak away, okay? Rose Willow, usually so aloof, now spoke with humble pleading. My nose stung again. Sobbing, I said, I'm not sneaking away. She pursed her lips, grievously disbelieving, then come with me, okay? Okay. I took Rose Willow to my old home. After the bankruptcy, this place was given to someone else. 5 years later, the estate my father built with a fortune was now rubble. In the process of demolition, Rose Willow and I waded through debris and broken walls, stopping at the backyard garden, looking around. I took a wooden stick and started digging. Rose Willow took the stick from me. Under the flashlight, her slender fair hands were dirtied, but her beauty wasn't diminished. Minutes later, an iron box was dug up. I opened the iron box, and the jewelry box inside, 2 rings, appeared before Rose Willow and me. Seeing the rings, Rose Willow's breath caught. "These are the rings you meant to propose with." I nodded, admitting. Then my gaze moved to Rose Willow's face. Rose Willow tentatively asked, "These past 5 years, were they exhausting?" She shook her head, thinking I'd find you one day. It wasn't exhausting at all. I wanted to cry again. I steadied my emotions, told her now I have a normal job, a normal family. You could've had a love that matched your status. You could've. Rose Willow cut me off. "I said these things to you before. Have you forgotten your answer back then?" Memories flooded back. It was me, chasing the girl in the white dress. She kept stressing we weren't from the same world. I say we are. My money is your money. So naive yet stubborn. The hesitation in my heart melted away. I took the ring, about to speak. "Hey Rose Willow, will you before I finished?" Rose Willow's slender fingers slipped through the ring. Her voice echoed, "I will." We held each other tightly, feeling each other's warmth and heartbeat. At this moment, time seemed to stop. All past regrets and pain turned into happiness now. The day university started, Felix entered my gray life, bringing a burst of vibrant color. He was flashy and lively, generous and handsome, so endearing that even his money throwing wasn't humiliating. He was everywhere, just not lacking money. He was willing to spend, but him throwing money to make me his girlfriend made me feel annoyed. He was too pure, not understanding that some relationships tainted by money become impure. Plus, my life had too many troubles to solve. No time for romantic love. I tried reasoning with him, couldn't get through, so I thought constant rejection would make him give up someday. But the more I rejected, the more stubborn he became. Fine, I let him follow me. He was truly too spoiled, needing someone to pour water, needing someone to pick out cilantro. At first I found it annoying. Later I couldn't help thinking, though he was arrogant, I could work hard to earn money, so he could stay arrogant. Finally my project got funding. The initial investment brought returns beyond expectations. Now I could pay back the money. I was ready to confess to him. But after being chased by him for 3 years, I didn't know how to start. Just then I heard from his friend. He was going to propose to me, so I decided to wait. But what I waited for was his disappearance. The news of his family's bankruptcy. For years I regretted why I couldn't accept him sooner. I regretted, while numbing myself with studies and work. When my father wanted to take me back, I refused. Someone absent when I needed him most didn't need to appear later. But he was very rich, and Felix's family was broke, in need of money. I searched for him for 3 years, nearly giving up several times. But at a street corner, I saw him again, the once lofty young master, now squatting on the ground, polishing shoes for difficult customers. I wanted to rush in to back him up. Someone stopped me, asking, "Are you Felix?" A university classmate. He quickly shook his head, fled in embarrassment. I watched from afar as he covered his face and cried. Someone with such strong self-respect surely didn't want to see me then. I suppressed the urge to meet him, but often came to secretly watch, holding an umbrella, accompanying, protecting, deliberately dropping money, but it couldn't solve his struggles. So I arranged for my father to meet his mother, and was a great person. Also my father's ideal single for years. My father was more eager than I expected. When he and aunt got together, they asked if I agreed. I immediately urged them to marry. I really couldn't wait to let him see me. Finally, my father and aunt registered. He walked from the shadows to stand before me, and I would love him for a lifetime. The story ends.